everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we will be taking a look at the top features that are brand new on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip5. Now I have 13 of these features written down. It may change to either 12 or 14, depending if I either bunch one of these together or not. So let's just get into it and let's talk about the very first feature that I think is super cool. Now when it comes down to the Galaxy Z Flip5, let's say that you are listening to music, so maybe you're using Spotify music, maybe you're using YouTube music. It's one of these applications that if you have it running in the background, it's still going to be there even when you hit on the pause button. So for example, let's say that we go inside of YouTube Music and let's just go through the last song that I was listening to. Now, as you're listening to this song, one of the things that you're able to do and see right now is that this is just a perfect little square or rounded corner type of little square that you see here. Now, if I swipe up on the very bottom left-hand side, you can see that there still is a little bit of screen that's actually still down here. And what you're able to do is when you hit on that home button, you're going to actually have that as a active widget on the very bottom left-hand side. So anytime that you want to listen to music, you fold this thing shut, you put it in your pocket, you pull it back up, you have that active widget on the very bottom left-hand side that you can interact with. You can open it back up. Then this way you can tap on it, head over into, let's say, maybe the very next song. So whatever you would like to listen to, then all you got to do again is swipe up, hit that home button. There you go. It's going to be sitting on the very bottom left-hand side for you once again, and it's going to stay there all the way until you fully close out of the application. Now, all I mean to fully close it is when you hit on your recent app button and then you swipe up or you hit the close all, that means that you are now not having that application in the background of your device. Now, since we talked about that first feature, I might as well add this one in here. So we're probably going to have 14 of the top features. Now with this one, we have to talk about it because I just got done showing you that you were able to have YouTube Music and all those other applications that you saw right there on the cover screen. You are able to have any and all applications run on the cover screen, but I do want to show you this first. When you go inside of your settings through the regular stock settings, you go inside of the advanced features, and then you go inside of labs. Inside of labs, you can see this little option here which says allow apps to run on the cover screen. These are all of the options that are currently sitting there through stock. My hope is maybe this will be able to expand and add in pretty much any other application, because they've all ran so far perfectly fine for all of my usage. Now, this is what is sitting there as stock. If you'd like to add in all the other applications or any application, just make sure you go inside of the Galaxy Store, and then inside of Galaxy Store, you want to download GoodLock. Now, GoodLock is a region-locked application. It's an application made by Samsung for Samsung, but I'm just going to cover it here. This is where you go inside of this little Life Up tab on the very bottom right-hand side. There's a bunch of different modules you're able to choose, but the one that we're talking about here specifically to add all the applications is inside of Life Up. You go to Multi-Star, and then inside of Multi-Star, you see I Love Galaxy Foldable on the very top, and you have two options. You can have a launcher widget and a game widget. So there is actually a game widget I have on the cover screen that shows a bunch of different games, but here's that launcher widget. So then this way you can go through and choose any application that you currently have on your phone. And there was YouTube Music, same thing. You know, if Spotify was sitting on here, I'd be able to select that one. That one would go to the cover screen. So this one is going to be basically feature number 2, allowing you to have really any other application run on the home screen. But I guess I had to share that with you in case if you guys were wondering and you didn't see it inside of the labs for the advanced features settings. Now, feature number 3 is a way that you're able to see your cover screen from pretty much whatever angle that you're sitting at. So right now, if I had this one plugged in, let's say, it's going to show me what the date and the time and also what percentage I'm sitting at. Or also too, if I wanted to maybe view this wherever I am maybe laying down and I don't want it just pointing up at the ceiling. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's turned off. Let's say that I kind of have it sitting like this and I'm having it point, towards me. It's just going to open up the internal screen. It's not going to pretty much allow this screen to stay on. And so how you're able to do that is if you were to basically double tap the screen and then you flip it up, now you're able to actually have this one face you if you're sitting down, or if you're sitting at a table, you want it, you want to see your notifications, whatever you're doing. So basically it's going to stay on looking at you without it turning on the main screen on the inside. So all you'd have to do in order for this to kind of be like a tabletop presentation, a tabletop of you looking at your always on display or the date or time or whatever, you want to double tap it, turn it around so this thing will flip up towards you, and that's pretty much all you would have to do. And then the other thing you can also do is you can, yes, turn it down so then this way it's pretty much kind of like a tent, a little tabletop, and then you're able to see everything this way. Now for feature number 4, I'm waiting for my alarm to go off because this will allow you to place your palm on the screen, just cover the entire thing, and it will mute any sound. So this could be if somebody is calling you or if your alarm is going off. So maybe your alarm goes off, you're in a meeting or you're in bed. Same thing with a phone call. Maybe you're in a meeting, maybe you're in bed, and you just want it to just be quiet. You're not hitting the snooze or the cancel or the answer or deny. Once the alarm goes off, once the call comes through, place your palm on the top and everything will be muted. So as I mentioned, just do a palm cover and then it will mute for you. Oh, by the way, if you guys are brand new here at the channel, Jimmy is Promo, you appreciate these tips, tricks, tutorials, and the latest information on your Samsung Galaxy devices, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications so you get notified for all future videos. Feature number 5 is one that you do have to make sure that you at least add into any of your little widgets on the homepage. And this is one that you're able to select just through the cover screen settings. And this one is going to be your contacts. So this is where you're able to make and answer phone calls through the cover screen itself. Now, because it is closed, currently what will happen is that it will go into a speakerphone mode. But you can go through some of the settings that when you actually open up the phone, it'll turn off the speaker, which I'll show you that in just a minute. So all you have to do is if you want to call somebody, you just tap on it, it's going to automatically dial, and then now you're just in the speaker mode type of form. Now where you're able to find that, as I was mentioning from before, is just go right inside of the settings. This is where you want to find the cover screen option. And then inside of here, this is where you select widgets. And then this is where you choose which ones you would like to show on the home screen. So you got like a timer, you have stopwatch, you have recent calls, you have direct dial. And then once you go to direct dial, this is the one that you select. And then you basically choose who you would like to add in just by hitting the edit contact option. And then this way you'd be able to choose who you want to be on that main cover screen. And also too, since we're here, let's talk about the very next feature. And with this next feature, this is what happens when you open and close the phone when you are either answering a phone call or closing out of it. Basically, you just open up your phone application. And with the phone application on the top right-hand side, you just want to go to settings, and then you want to go to flip options. So this is where you have the option right here where it says open phone to answer calls. So if somebody's calling you and you don't want it to go to speakerphone, automatically just open it, it'll answer it. And then you also have this option here. So if you did answer the phone call with it being shut, then this will actually turn off the speaker when the phone is opened. And then here's the last one, which is you can close the phone to end calls, just like we used to do back in the day. Now this next feature is one that's very quick and simple, and it's just a way that you're able to do a pinch to zoom to see all of your widgets. Now through here, you're not able to select and change the order or add more, delete some, or whatever the case. This is just simply where you're able to press or do the little pinch to zoom and then select which screen you would like to take a look at. Now, if you did want to go through and change which order these are in, or you wanted to delete them, any of these little widgets, all you have to do is just simply press and hold, pretty much anywhere, and it brings you into the screen here. So in this way, if there's any of these you would like to move, so maybe you would like to have the majority of your widgets, or I should say the majority of your applications closer to the front, then you're able to do that. You can swipe up. And so now, once I swipe over twice, it's sitting there rather than me having to go way back over here. Now let's talk about customizing your cover screen. So this is technically called your cover screen. If you swipe over on the left-hand side, this is going to be your notifications. When you start swiping over to the right-hand side, these are all of your different little widgets. If you swipe down on the cover screen, it's going to open up your little quick little settings. But through here, you can press and hold, and this is where you can customize some of these different cover screens. Now, also, you can do this when you go and open up your device itself. Now, to fully customize that cover screen, all you got to do is open up your phone, head inside of the settings, and this is where you go to cover screen, because again, you're customizing your cover screen. You can also manage through here which ones you would like to show up in which order. And then when it comes to this right here, if you tap on it, which this is the one that maybe you would like to use, you can change and go through and you can, update the different colors. So whichever color you would like this to be. So let's say I go with this blue color, then I hit undone. That's what we're going to see now. Now, another one that's pretty fun is, let's say that we scroll on back here. This is one that I actually almost used and I did play with. So with this one, you can go through and you can enter one of your little images from the gallery. You can change the frame. So if you want it to look, a little bit different than what it did before. And then also too, you can go through and you can change the color. So if you want it to kind of be like a teal color, green, blue, you also have purple. You have all of these ones here. And then, do you want it to be kind of opaque or change the opacity? So do you want it to be fully transparent to where you can, basically see nothing? Do you want it to see kind of through it a little bit? Do you want it to be a solid color? So yeah, you can change down here how you want it to look. And then not only that, but you can go through and then now from here, you can change some of these little things that you see. So this little camera, you can change it to where there's no app or, pretty much anything else. Or what you can do is you can tap on the time. There's so many different options that you can do with how you want the time to look. So this is going to be your font on the top. You can choose where you want it to be located. So again, you just kind of choose which one is best for you. I'm going to like this option right here. And then on the very top right hand side, you can choose if you want your battery to show or not show the percentage on the very top. And then you can also change the filter. So with that image in the background, do you want the filter to kind of look a little different? Or do you want it to be, just the way that it was from before? So yeah, so when you go through and you play with some of these different cover widgets or these the cover screens, this is where you can choose how you want it to look. So here's that blue one that we were playing with from before. I'm gonna hit on done because that's the one that I want to use. And so now you just fully customized your entire cover screen. Now this next feature is honestly probably my favorite, and it pretty much kind of makes your phone act like a PC. So right now, if I was to move this over into a different screen, I have to physically keep and hold my finger on the screen. I have to move it and swipe it over to where I want it to go. But now what you're able to do in Samsung One UI 5.1.1, which again is here, the Galaxy Z Flip5, if I press and hold and I kind of give it a little shake, now I can use my other hand. So my other hand is basically two hands now. And I'm able to drag and drop it anywhere I want to. And it just makes life so much easier versus what you're able to do right now. Now, let me show you another thing that you're able to do. So let's say that we go inside of my gallery. Inside of gallery, let's say that there's a couple images that I would like to put somewhere else. Same thing. I press and hold. Now, this is a pretty big deal. I'm pressing and holding. I'm hitting the home button. Now I'm heading inside of another application. I'm going to hit on a new little note, and now I'm drag and dropping it inside of there. So I'm able to do all of this just with two hands, simply drag, press and hold, and then I can move around with my other hand, because normally there was a hand cancellation. It was kind of a touch cancellation where if you already have your finger on it, if the other finger was to touch it, it's kind of canceling it out. So it's not going to mess up what you're trying to do. So now you're able to fully take full advantage and move anything and everything, do all the drag and drops that you want to do with two hands. Now heading over to the next feature, this one is called Flex Mode. So Flex Mode is where, let's say that you're looking at an application and you want it to maybe be flexed and then give you the option to do something on the bottom. So with all the applications that allows you to do Flex Mode, you're going to see this little icon pop up on the very bottom left-hand side, and then pretty much everything is going to kind of move on up. And then you have this little touchpad, and this touchpad will allow you to, take the pictures. If you'd like to do split screen, if you'd like to pull down the notifications panel, so something came through and you wanted to read it, you can do that as well. This is where you can either turn on or off your little touch pad right there. This is if you want to take a screenshot. And then this is where you can change the volume, change the display brightness, and you can also change the settings as well. So all you got to do is, let's see here, let's go to display brightness, and let's say that I move it on over. So this is how you can make it brighter. So yeah, that's just called Flex Mode, and it'll happen with a bunch of different applications. So that right there was the camera. Let's say that we go inside of the calculator. So again, you flex this thing, you pulled it up because you're maybe sitting at a different angle. Again, this is where you're able to see everything. And then if you wanted to, you'd actually be able to hit on this little button one more time on the bottom, and then it's going to bring it right back to its full screen view. Now, how you're able to turn this one on is that you just want to pull down the settings, go inside of the little settings icon on the very top right-hand side, and then through here, you want to go inside of the advanced features, and inside of advanced features, you want to go inside of labs, and then inside of labs, you want to go to Flex Mode panel, and this is where you just want to turn it on or turn it off. Basically, this is just letting you know if you want to see that little icon on the very bottom or not. And then you can even choose which ones you want to automatically go inside of the Flex Mode. So if you know for a fact every single time you always want your calculator to go inside of Flex Mode, when you do kind of give it a little bend, it'll do it automatically for you. Now, next up, we will be going inside of the camera, and with inside of the camera on the very top right-hand side, you'll be able to turn on your cover screen. So on the back right now, there is nothing that is on. And so pretty much all you got to do is once you turn this on, it's a preview screen for whatever you're taking a picture of for them to see it as well too. So if they want to make sure that their hair or whatever is looking good, nothing's in their face, all that good stuff, you would be able to have the cover screen turned on so they can see what you're taking a picture of, so they can frame themselves up perfectly if it's not really lining up with what you want them to do. Now, this next feature that we want to talk about is one that will help you make your phone stay at its best state. So this way it's not going to run into any problems really. And what you want to do is you want to go back inside of the settings, and then inside of the settings, you're going to go to battery and device care. And then you're going to have the auto optimization. So this one will do it for you automatically. You're not setting the day, you're not setting the time. What it's going to do is the device care will automatically perform optimizations to keep your phone running smoothly. This includes closing background apps and cleaning memory. So it's just basically restart when needed. Restart your phone automatically to keep it in the best condition. Automatic restarts will happen when you're not using your phone. Now, lastly, what I want to share is folding wallpapers. So this was just shown in my very last video at the very beginning of the video using the flip and the fold. And now there's actually wallpapers that is on your device that as you are folding or flipping the device, you see those little sparkles that is actually kind of moving as I close it. Now, as I open it, it goes the other way. And again, as I shut it, it goes this way. So, and then the light just completely goes down. It's almost like the moon is just like going down as I'm closing. And then it comes up as it's opening, and then everything is moving. So where you're able to find this is just go to the home screen, press anywhere that is empty, and then you want to go inside of your wallpapers and style. And then inside of here, this one is going to be for your lock screen. This is for your home screen. And you can even see that word right there that says folding. When you tap on this little option right there on the top left-hand side, this is where you click on your little wallpapers. And now you have these ones. So all of these that say folding, it's going to do the exact same thing, just different colors. And then these ones are going to be the static images that don't move when you're flipping it. So this one, I believe, is my lock screen, and it doesn't move when I flip it open or shut. These ones right here, you just select which one you would like to use, and then you're able to see it kind of do a little bit of its action. And then anytime now that you are flipping it open and shut slowly or fast, whatever, it will, pretty much interact with you based on where the hinge is located and where it is at, because, it's not just kind of moving whenever it wants to. It is actually going literally with the hinge itself, which I think is a pretty cool touch. Now, if you guys are interested in any of the brand new Galaxy Z Flips, Folds, or the brand new watches or tablets, I will be placing exclusive links below the video inside the description, which would save you more than just going to the website alone itself. But hopefully you guys appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.